Today, Team 9 will be reviewing Reddit for the company analysis. Reddit's biggest issue is that its business model is still heavily concentrated around advertising. About 94% of its revenue came from advertising in 2025, so Reddit is competing for the same dollars as much larger platforms. The challenge and opportunity is Reddit has something those platforms don't have to the same degree. Highly specific communities built around real conversations and experiences. The question is, how can Reddit turn that advantage into more revenue without damaging the communities that it created and trust? This is where our solution comes in. Reddit can move further into search and product discovery, expand content licensing, and give advertisers better targeting and measurement. The bigger investment opportunity is Reddit's content itself. There's a huge amount of human-generated information on the platform, and that becomes increasingly valuable as AI, search, and product research continue to develop. This leads into what Reddit actually has behind that strategy. Reddit has over 296 million weekly active uniques, 81 million daily active uniques, and more than 60,000 communities. But the important number here isn't just the size of the user base, it's the amount of information being created. Reddit has over 15 billion posts and comments. That content is what supports several parts of Reddit's business. Communities create the content, advertising monetizes the audience, and Reddit answers using that information for AI-powered discovery and content licensing, allows outside companies to access Reddit's data. So Reddit isn't just a social media platform. Its community structure has created a large information network that Reddit can potentially monetize in several different ways. Reddit's history helps explain how the company has got to its current position. It was founded in 2005 and acquired by Condé Nast in 2006. Steve Huffman returned as CEO in 2015, and Reddit eventually reached a major turning point with its IPO in 2024. Since going public, Reddit's stock has substantially outperformed its internet peer group. That's important because it shows that the market has recognized Reddit's potential as a growing technology company. More recently, from 2025 into 2026, Reddit's expanded its advertising, AI search, content licensing, and international operations. However, there still are some major hurdles ahead. Reddit has to navigate increasing privacy and platform safety requirements, while AI is changing how people search and discover information. So Reddit has evolved significantly since its founding, and the company is now entering a new stage where its ability to adapt to these changes will be more important than its future performance.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I will be discussing Reddit's top management and board of directors. Now, Reddit's leadership team, CEO Huffman, COO Wong, CFO Valero, CTO Puntenbaker, and CLO Lee, have seen a bit of rapid turnover and promotion in the past 5 years, which signals some instability, but outside hires have helped a lot, as Valero coming into the company with IPO experience was key to Reddit's 2024 IPO. Now, the board of directors is chaired by David Habinger. It's mostly independent, with 7 of the 8 directors being independent, though only 3 of them are women, so there is a slight representation gap there. The board is the main check on leadership bias. Huffman's overconfidence in 2023 when the paid API decision alienated a lot of the moderators and users while benefiting only shareholders. His over a decade in the role as CEO kind of adds to that risk of cognitive inertia as well, kind of keeps him stuck in that path. Reddit also showed active inertia by refusing to adjust any sort of strategy despite having the backlash from their community. Execution still paid off. A strong IPO with a 69% revenue up in 2025. Refusing that API decision actually led to some AI licensing signed deals. So the recruitment of talent, it seems like the execution of these strategies has worked out pretty well for Reddit.
Hi, I'm Batuma, and I'll be discussing the organizational structure. For Reddit's organizational approach, I would classify the company as having a clan approach. This fits Reddit because its culture focuses heavy on shared values, community, collaboration, and relationships. Reddit's values, such as remember the human, start with community, and keep Reddit real, show how much the company emphasizes community participation and authentic interactions. A clan approach is appropriate for Reddit because the platform depends on collaboration between employees, moderators, and users. One advantage is that it can create strong trust, engagement, and participation across the platform. However, one disadvantage is that having a highly community-driven and decentralized environment can make it more difficult for Reddit to maintain consistency across all of its communities. Reddit also has both centralized and decentralized elements. Leadership makes major company decisions and establishes company-wide policies, while individual communities and volunteer moderators have authority over their own spaces and rules. Finally, based on the support and performance network, I placed Reddit in the high support and trust but lower performance management area. Reddit provides employees with resources, flexibility, and opportunities for collaboration while giving employees and communities a level of autonomy rather than relying heavily on strict top-down performance controls. I will now be discussing the organizational design and network. For Reddit's organizational design, I focused on division of labor, coordinating mechanisms, and informal structure. Reddit divides responsibilities among executive leadership, specialized employees, and volunteer moderators. This allows different groups to focus on areas such as engineering, product development, community operations, and managing individual communities. Reddit uses coordinating mechanisms such as platform policies, moderation tools, communication channels, and feedback programs to connect these different groups. The company also has a strong informal structure because individual communities develop their own norms, cultures, and expectations with moderators helping shape these communities. For Reddit's organizational networks, I identified advice, trust, and communication networks. The advice network allows employees and moderators to exchange ideas and feedback that can help improve the platform. The trust network is important because Reddit relies on relationships between employees, moderators, and communities, especially since moderators have significant responsibility within their individual subreddits. Finally, Reddit's communication network connects employees, administrators, moderators, and users through communities, announcements, feedback, and platform updates. This allows information and feedback to move across the platform and helps Reddit respond to community needs and improve the user experience.
My name is Ella, and I'll be discussing Reddit's competitive positioning in regard to Quora. Now, Quora is Reddit's closest competitor, as there are two companies taking on different approaches but to the exact same market. Now, Reddit is a community-based discussion board, while Quora is more structured Q&A. Reddit came first in 2005 and was built around really niche communities, while Quora launched later in 2009 and differentiated itself through direct structured answers. Now, both compete very broadly, as Reddit has thousands of communities known as subreddits, and Quora has access across countless topics and industries. Now, their values slightly differ. Reddit offers more discussion and niche knowledge, while Quora focuses on more hard-hitting knowledge and direct answers. They both monetize primarily through advertising, though Reddit adds content licensing, while Quora leads into contextual and audience targeting a little bit more. Now, Reddit's edge is authentic conversations and self-governed Reddits, but that's also its strongest weakness as well, as it's heavily dependent on unpaid moderators and user engagement for the platform to be productive. Now, we chose Quora as the primary competitor because both of the platforms fight for the same information-seeking type users and the same advertisers, but they just differentiate by community structure.
Hello, my name is Isaiah, and I'll be walking us through Reddit's competitive advantage using SWOT and VRIO analysis. Overall, Reddit is best positioned as a broad market differentiator. Its biggest strengths come from its authentic, interest-based communities, its large archive of human-generated discussion, and the fact that users frequently come to Reddit for product research, recommendations, and advice. Reddit also has some important weaknesses. The company remains heavily dependent on advertising revenue. It relies on volunteer moderators to help manage communities, and its information can be less structured than Quora's question and answer format. Looking forwards, Reddit has opportunities to expand AI-powered search and Reddit answers, improve advertising targeting and measurements, and further monetize product discovery. At the same time, it faces threats from competitors such as Quora, substitutions from AI search tools, increasing privacy, content moderation, and regulatory concerns. The VRIO analysis helps explain why Reddit can sustain its advantages. Its community network and discussion archive, volunteer moderation ecosystem, and brand authenticity are valuable, rare and difficult to emulate, and supported by that organization. Because of that, these resources can provide sustained competitive advantages. In contrast, Reddit's advertising technology and targeting capabilities are valuable and organized, but they are not especially rare or difficult to emulate, so they provide competitive partially rather than sustained advantage. Next, we compared Reddit and Quora from the perspective of the same digital advertiser. For willingness to pay, 3 of the highest ranked attributes are audience intent at 25% weight, followed by community authenticity and product research and recommendations at 20% each. Both Reddit and Quora score 5 out of 5 on audience intent because users on both platforms often arrive actively looking for information. Reddit separates itself more clearly on community authenticity, where it scores 5 compared with Quora's 3. And on product research and recommendations, where Reddit scores 5 compared with Quora's 4. Across full 6 factors analysis shown in Appendix F, Reddit receives a weighted willingness to pay score of 4.85 compared with 4.05 for Quora. For relative cost, we standardized the comparison using self-service CPC advertising and the estimated cost of generating 1,000 ad clicks. Reddit's midpoint CPC is approximately $2 compared with $2.75 for Quora. That results in an estimated cost of about $2,000 on Reddit compared with $2,750 on Quora for 1,000 ad clicks. This gives Reddit an estimated 27.3% relative cost advantage at the midpoint benchmark. This does not mean Reddit is a low-cost leader. Instead, the lower estimated advertising cost completes Reddit's broad market advantage strategy, combining strong community-based value with a comparatively low estimated cost per click.